Hey, I cut the one on the left. There we go. Anyway, I really appreciate you hopping on board today with me, and I'm down on our old farm property in Greene County in Mississippi, not far out of Leakesville, which is my hometown, and got some targets set up out here, and pretty excited about shooting. I'll show you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to shoot my my Glock 19, and this is a Gen 4. First of all, always pretend like the gun is loaded. Just I don't care if somebody checks it like this several times and then hands it to you and say, hey, it's safe. You do the same thing. You stop and you look in the chamber, make sure there's nothing shiny, like shiny brass in that hole in there, and make sure the thing is empty. Okay, always. And I'm always checking mine. Even though I know it's empty, I still check it. So just want to always be on the safe side. You don't ever want to assume anything. So first of all, pretend like it's loaded, and secondly, always keep it pointed in a safe direction. Just never, even the blue plastic gun that I have in my concealed carry classes and pistol training, I don't even aim that at the audience. Now, why do I do that? Is it because it's going to go off? No, it's not. But I want to teach myself that anytime there's anything that's in the shape of a firearm, okay, is always keep it pointed in a safe direction. I tell my students to pretend like there is a lightsaber coming out of the end of the barrel of this gun is coming out. And except the lightsaber goes a mile, and so everywhere it points, it's just, you know, just like the Star Wars thing, it's just cutting things in half. That gives you a visual of how effective and how far these things travel. The third thing is, and I just cannot emphasize this enough. You see that right there? That always stays off the trigger. It's always here. So I tell people when they pick up the gun, just go and do this. Say, the number one most important thing for me to do is always keep number one. I'm looking at it right there. Number one. Keep it off the trigger, doggone it. Keep it off the trigger. It's responsible, the finger being on the trigger, that's responsible for about 60% of the accidents that take place. It's because somebody touched that trigger somehow. You don't keep your finger off of it. All right, so number one, just keep it like that. Always pick it up, even when you're holding it and messing around with it. Don't, you know. I had a lady one time I was working with at the range, and when she went to pick it up, she already had her finger on the trigger here before she even aimed. Okay, you don't want to do that. You want to keep the finger off the trigger until it's on target, and then you squeeze the trigger. Okay, so that's the third thing. And the fourth thing is know what your target is, but also what might be behind it. So if we're shooting targets, like say out here, and the 4 cows are walking by on the other end over there, I might not want to keep shooting unless we're having hamburger that night, or something like that. So anyway, so those 4 things. Pretend like it's loaded. Okay, treat it like it's loaded, always. Number 2, keep it pointed in a safe direction. Number 3, keep a finger off the trigger. And number 4, know what your target is and what might be behind it. All right. So anyway, when you get your grip on it, pick it up, okay? A little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technique that I teach a lot of people is, you know, you go 1, 2, you know, do a flip-flop game. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Just a little counting technique when you're first starting out. If you're having trouble handling a handgun and it's difficult for you, it's just a simple thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I was going to tell you how to grip it, by the way. Back to that. All right. It's just like, get your thumbs out here. See your thumbs? You got 2 thumbs and you got 1 thumb now. 2 thumbs, 1 thumb. What you're doing is you're taking your support hand and you're filling this with fat. All right. You want to have flesh all the way around the gun. If you don't put your hand all the way around the gun when you're shooting two-handed, then what's going to happen is when the gun fires, because there's nothing to hold it here, it's going to always go like this. Bang, bang when you shoot. Bang, bang. It's going to flip to the left. So when shooting two-handed, get a good grip, you take these fingers and mirror these other fingers. Just mirror them. These here, two cool techniques about gripping the gun. It's called the 70-30 principle here, and also a push-pull technique, and you can do a combination of both of these. The 70-30 means this. You grip the gun, so if you're right-handed and you're holding it with your right hand, when you grip the hand here in the gun, 70% or somewhere around there, 70% with your left hand and about 30% with your right hand. Because your left hand, essentially, your left hand is what's holding the gun steady and everything, and your right hand is just kind of pulling the trigger. So if you squeeze it too hard with your right hand, then what you'll wind up doing is out here, by the way, where I am in our farmland, we used to milk cows, you'll milk that handle when you squeeze the trigger. You'll sympathetically milk it if you squeeze it too tight. So you want to relax your right hand enough to where all you're doing, okay, all you're doing with that right hand is this. Just squeeze through. You're not doing any of this. You're just doing the trigger. All right, and you want to hold it so still as you're shooting when you get the grip on it. I'm gonna try to get over here where y'all can see. All right, a little bit better. Okay. So all I'm doing, I'm not doing this when I shoot the gun. I'm not going like that. See how the gun's moving when I squeeze it like that? Once I grab it, I've already got it. Quit trying to grab it more. Okay. Just, I've got it. Okay, great. Okay, now all I do is this. And I make sure that the gun doesn't move. Now I'm gonna try to show you. Remember I was telling you the 70-30 grip? Here's the other one. In combination to that, you can do what's called push-pull. A lot of people do this, and it really works, by the way. You slightly push with your right hand, slightly push with the heel, slightly push, and then slightly pull with your left hand. It's called push-pull. So I'm gonna, watch this. When I grab it, I'm gonna go like this. Here, 1, 2, 3. I just hit a push-pull. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Push-pull. Push-pull. What that does is that stabilizes the gun in your hand to the point that you can actually keep the gun from kicking. Now you say, that's crazy. How do you keep a gun from kicking? There's no way to keep a gun from kicking. Yeah, there is. A lot of people, when they shoot, watch this, they'll go, bang, right? The gun flips, bang. So they go, oh, that gun kicks too much. I don't like that. I want to get me another one. I said, ma'am, let me save you $600 if you don't mind. Are you okay with that? Sure. Do this technique and you won't have to worry about buying another gun, you know, to replace the one you've got. You can just learn how to shoot the one you've got. So what you're doing is you lock your wrist. So instead of the gun going bang like this, lock those wrists, do the push-pull, okay, and what's going to happen is something more like this. It's going to go like bang, bang, bang instead of bang, bang, right? So it's bang, bang. It transfers the recoil to your shoulders. And I'm telling you, my wife tried this technique. I showed it to her, and she woke up the next morning because the previous time that she had shot, her wrists were hurting her, killing her the next morning because she's not really good at guns, right? So but when I helped her and I showed her that technique, she got up the next morning. She goes, one of the things I noticed, my wrists don't hurt, because she was gripping it like I was instructing her to do it. So it was like bang, bang, made a night and day difference. Okay, having said all that and bored you to death, all right, so let me show you a cool technique. It's called dry firing, and it's kind of common sense, but when you're, before you even go to a range and you're getting the ammo and you're loading it up, don't start shooting when you go to the range. Just stop, put your gun down, put the ammo down, take the firearm, and do dry fire, okay? So it's like, I go bang, keep it still, right? Go. Okay, good. Got it. All right, I'm holding it still. Holding it still. Holding it still. Or I have tub tape that I put on the handles here. It's kind of more like a sandpapery type thing. Bought it at Home Depot for $10. A whole roll lasts you the rest of your life. And I put it in spots so it gives it more of a sandpaperish type feel without hurting your hands. It's awesome to grip. It makes it so much easier to handle. All right, I've got some rounds loaded. 9mm full metal jacket. And I'm going to pop these in. I've already done my dry fire practice about 10 times. So I think I'm okay with that. I'm trying to hold it still. I'm 25 yards out from the targets here. And I'm going to back this off a little bit because we're going to go down and look at the targets anyway. So let me back it up. You'll see the bottle spew if I hit them. Don't ever shoot, especially in an indoor range. They won't let you anyway, but don't ever shoot without hearing protection. Really, really, really important to have that. And also have your eyes covered as well too. You've got to have some kind of protection just in case. Just in case. All right. It didn't spew though. Okay. Right, and then I'm going to do the gong. Got it? Oh no, I missed. To the right, there's a pan, a frying pan, that's kind of sticking up on the pole. Got it? It's not moving. Hey, I got the one on the left. There we go. And now the white square thing on the right. All right, too bad with that, with 25 or so yards. So. That little white thing I wanted. Now the bottle. And then the white square. And there's the pan right to the left of that. And now the pot in the middle above the gong. Let's see what damage I can do to the Sprite bottle on the left. There we go. The pan on the right pole. All right, it's a lot of fun. Today, thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Give me a like if you don't mind, and maybe subscribe. I don't do a ton of videos. I don't do a ton of them, but I do some when I'm out in the country and just want to have a little bit of fun. Always remember to keep your finger off the trigger, keep it pointed in a safe direction, know what your target is and what's behind it. And always pretend like it's loaded, always, and you'll be a safe firearm handler, I hope. All right, y'all have a great day. God bless and have a wonderful day.